We have jumped out of warp and are on approach for Columbia Station.
Thank goodness. 5 nights of sleeping on the floor of this thing didn't do my back any good.
At least this shuttle has a decent bathroom. Try being out in some jungle planet for weeks with no toilet or shower.
I'm just glad we still had that old cargo module we adapted for additional passenger space. Otherwise, this has been a really cramped voyage.
Pike's in the back helping Angus stow away all the engine room schematics he brought with him. I think he's more anxious to see the inside of this thing than the out.
I can't wait to see this shit. Some say it's as dark as night. So black it absorbs everything around it.
Just remember to keep your heads, everyone. We have no idea who invited us on this cruise, and there's no way in hell they did it out of charity.
Look, there, just off the starboard.
Not as big as I imagined. That's about the same size as a normal Starliner.
They weren't kidding about how dark it looks. It feels even darker. Gives me the jitters just looking at it.
Great, now you're giving me the jitters.
Speaking of that, I've just lost helm control.
Oh, sorry about that, folks. That's just me.
And who the Crll is this?
Did I forget to call you first? Shuz, but I did, didn't I? Getting forgetful these days. I'm Servitor Joe. I'll be guiding you into one of the landing bays of the Shetonnyuu.
How did you know we're coming aboard?
Well, we scanned your transponder as you were coming out of hyperspace. Well, actually, it was warp drive, which is kind of weird. Nobody uses warp drive anymore, do they? But you're on the guest list, so it's, it's kind of like, think of it as like valet parking, And I'll be guiding you into Shuttle Bay Alpha. A servitor will be waiting to guide you to your rooms. No weapons or unlawful substances will be permitted aboard the ship. A list of contraband items has been uploaded to your shuttle, so please read it carefully.
Look at that.
It's on the bay. Just appeared out of nowhere.
I don't like this. The closer we get to that ship, it's like... I don't know how best to describe it.
Now we go to creepy factor 10.
Oh, hello there, again, no biggie, but, I'm detecting an unusual power source in your cargo module.
That's just the food storage unit.
All that nonsense and he's worried about the fridge?
It was a 5-day trip for crying out loud.
It isn't a trip if you didn't pack the snacks.
Very well, then. The servitors on board will provide you with a full itinerary, but I am delighted to tell you that cocktails with the captain will be served promptly at 6 p.m. local mean time, and departure will commence 1 hour after. I hope you enjoy your cruise.
Right this way, Mr. Crll.
For the 100th time. It's just Crll.
Sorry about that, Mr. Crll. It's built in my etiquette and protocol subroutine.
If you don't stop, I'll install my foot into your subroutines.
Well, yes, Crll.
Very peculiar decor for such an advanced vessel. The wood paneling is quite excellent. The brass light fixtures and actual doors. It's been centuries since I've seen doorknobs.
We can alter the interior architecture of the ship as needed or requested. This one's the captain's favorite configuration.
Very interesting indeed. I suppose you won't enlighten me as to who built this vessel? And what type of propulsion is used to jump galaxies?
Sorry, sir. Trade secrets. Here's your stateroom, and this is your gate.
Old-fashioned tumbler locks?
Well, no. You use it in the same manner, but each key is molecular bonded to its room. The lock will recognize this and allow the key to turn, activating the entrocoder.
One last question, Servitor. Has the Capaldi party arrived yet?
One moment, please. Yes, they arrived a short time ago. Do you require anything further, sir?
Thank you, Jeff. You've been somewhat helpful.
You know something? I've been tending bar on this ship for about 2,937 years. And I tell you right now, to misquote the bard, you look like a piece of dung about to be swept out on the next tide.
You mean to tell me this ship has been doing this run for almost 3,000 years?
Sadly, sir, there's a whole lot I can't tell you. Because they got an inhibitor on my program that's giving me an itch I can't scratch, you know?
Why are all those stuffed shirts down there looking at me funny? Yeah, they're giving me the stink eye, you know?
Okay, let's run down the list. First off, you're the only one who didn't show up on a yacht. Second, they know you're Dr. Freedom. And 3, the one thing going through their mind right now is did the fat man bring the tin can with him, you know what I'm saying?
Well, they can rest easy, you know. I left Derek back on the ship. I ain't bringing him on a pleasure cruise. He'd probably open fire on somebody. It just ruins my day.
And speaking of trouble, oh look, here comes one of them stuffed shirts now.
Hello there, Dr. Freedom. I am Jack Dorn of the Shazee. My compatriots and I felt it should be necessary that you buy us a round of drinks, considering the Shazee saved your bacons during the Clown Wars.
The Shazee saved us from the Clown Wars? You read your history book wrong. I'm not kidding. The Shazee didn't even get involved until the space grounds were about 2 hyper jumps from their homeworld. Then they sent us a bunch of rejects who couldn't fly a fighter. We couldn't fly a fighter if they even had a manual tattooed into their brains on how to do it. And then, get ready for this, because I was at the Battle of Califon, and I'm in a drop ship. They sent me 2 Shazee squadrons. All they had to do was keep the enemy fighters off the drop ship. That's all they had to do. And what did those 2-bit horned morons do? They flew off, got into the dogfight with the rest of the squadrons, ended up taking out half of our own fighters. Not to mention the fact a couple of them ran into each other. So please, get out of my face before I stuff my fist so far down it that you're gonna have to chew on my cufflinks for a week before you get to your meal.
This closet is as big as my old room. And these dresses, I wonder how they knew my size. I wonder who that is. Come in.
Hello? If you're busy, I can come back later.
No, not at all. Come in, Bosun.
Please. We're off the ship. You can call me Bill.
Have a seat, Bill. What is bothering you?
Earlier, you said there was something wrong with the boss.
And you wish to know what I meant?
He's not the only one.
Doc? What are you doing there?
Next time you want to have a private conversation, remember to close the door behind you.
Sorry. I'm not used to these old-style wooden doors.
Well, now that you're both here, I've only known about these abilities for a short while now.
That is true, but they are growing, aren't they?
I can sense you are both worried. It's just that John seems to be hiding something he doesn't want anyone to know.
That's not unusual. He always has a lot on his mind.
I wonder.
What, Rory?
Has anyone else noticed he's been keeping Eric at a distance for the last couple of weeks?
I know he's been driving Angus crazy down in the engine room.
Look, you have both known John longer than I have. I'm not sure how to describe it. It involves Eric. I know that much. It's like there is a conflict in his mind.
He is walking around with one of the most powerful killer machines ever devised at his side, and it obeys him without question.
I've always wondered about that.
Why Eric Bosun? Especially when it goes against everything we know about the Daleks.
How do you know about the Daleks?
Now listen up, this is Senator Andy down at the bar. Your boss has had 3 Jovian sunspots and a Zabuka milkshake. This is a courtesy call to let you know I think he's about to get thrown out of the bar. You may want to get down here, you know? Unbelievable.
We better get down there.
Oh no.
I don't care how fancy it is, wood just doesn't belong on a starship, Bob. All you need is one shorted panel or plasma conduit leak, and now you've got yourself a fire on board to compound your problems.
That is true, Mac, but these panels are not made out of wood.
Come on, Bob. I grew up on a forest world. That is definitely wood paneling.
Oh, really? I threw palladium shurikens into my cabin wall and they stuck.
Okay, that proves my point.
Oh yeah, they stuck, but when I pulled them out, the holes they made closed up before my very eyes. It looks like wood, feels like wood, even smells like wood. But this is not wood.
And those servitor robots, rectangular heads, not even 5 foot tall, spindly little arms. Wait a minute. Bob, look over there by the lift. The tall guy in the green suit.
It can't be. Why would Slan Otto be here on a pleasure cruise?
One of the best smirks in the business. On the ship with us. This can't be a coincidence. Let's go and find the others, Bob.